Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of OverVoice Season 3. Today I am joined by the lovely Oliver Smith. Oliver, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello. Yes, I'm Oliver Smith. I'm a voice actor from Northern Ireland. You may have heard me as Atmosphere in Atlas and the Stars, as Ulfar Redmayne of the Space Wolves, among other sorts of roles. And yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me, Vic.
No worries, man. We've been speaking for a couple of years. It's nice to finally
Yeah.
talk like face to face because I think the last time we actually saw each other face to face was in a class earlier this year, I think. Uh,
Was that, oh, Sebastian, was that the Monster
yes,
Factory?
yes,
Yes.
Sebastian's one. Yeah, that's the one. That was fun. That was a lot of fun to do. But yeah, my thanks for so much. Thanks so much. Thank you. Words. It's very early in the morning for me, so my words are fucked up. But thank you so much for coming over. I appreciate it so much.
Oh, I was about to ask you a question or a couple of questions, but you've already answered it for me. I was going to ask how PG is this? Are we allowed to swear? Stuff like that.
Oh,
You already said fuck, so we're sorted for
oh
that.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. This video is not
Um,
made for kids. You're good. Go nuts.
Perfect. The other thing then is how professional are we looking to be, or is this going to be like a little casual sort of just meeting like chin wag?
It's more like a chin wag, to be honest.
More like a chin wag. Perfect.
Oh, what the? You're the second person to drink on this show. That's amazing.
Uh,
What you got there?
oh, Lefroy whiskey.
Nice. I don't
I'm
know.
I'm
I've never.
currently dieting at the minute, so I
Ah,
would
fair,
usually drink stout, but too many calories, so we're on the whiskey.
fair. Just to be clear, everybody, it's like the night for Oliver. It's morning for
It's
me, so I
it's
can't
9
drink.
a.m. for me.
Wait, wait, is it actually?
No, no,
Oh, I was
no.
gonna say
It's
like
no. It's half eight. It's half eight at night.
fair. I haven't had whiskey in a while. I think whiskey just makes me
Mm.
angry. I don't know why, but that's probably why I haven't had whiskey. I don't know.
Oh, that's such a cop out. It's alcohol is alcohol. You're gonna be angry no matter what you drink.
No, I
Just
mean like,
drinking
cause
it.
like, cause like different alcohols make me like different moods. It's weird. I don't know why it's like that for
No,
me.
nobody can be angry drinking tequila rose. It's like an alcoholic milkshake. It's lovely.
Oh, I haven't had one.
Give that a go.
I haven't had one of those in a while. I'll have to double check. But yeah. Well, in that case,
Ah,
my first question for you is, well, how'd you get into voice acting, and what's your journey been like so far?
well, that one was sort of shocks people. I haven't been voice acting for, in the grand scheme of things, for very long. I started like I've been acting my entire life. I was in like commercials whenever I was a toddler. I've
Oh
a
wow.
photo. I have a photo of me dressed up as a tomato, like doing curls, and I'm like 4 or 5 years old. I did like theater and everything up until I was around 17. And then I got into the backstage side of it. Started to set up gigs, started to do things like that. It was just like back in 2010. I don't know how time works, but I got into the backstage side of it, and that allowed me to then get into building studios and setting up gigs and learning the equipment and things like that. And then COVID happened. And
Yeah.
I think that's this is the story for most voice actors at the minute is COVID happened and I became a voice actor. But it
Yeah.
was the 28th of June 2021 was when I sent my first audition
Oh, dude, that's sick.
on Casting Call Club. And I was literally sitting one day bored out of my tits and just went, fuck it, I'm gonna build a vocal booth. Because I built booths and things for studios around Belfast and Northern Ireland and things before. So I know how sound absorption and reflection, I know how to treat a space properly. I have access because I work for a rental company. So I
Oh,
have
cool.
access for to microphones and audio interface and all this here stuff. So I just went, we're not using any of this. There aren't any gigs happening because the world is shut down. Can I borrow some of this shit? They were like, yeah, go ahead. So took all that home, started recording, and just started getting roles. And it
Nice.
has been just a non-stop thing since.
Oh, hell yeah.
Um, and from then it just, I started making money from it, started buying my own equipment, started upgrading my space, and started applying for bigger and better things. and that's
Hell yeah.
brings us to today.
Hell yeah,
You know?
dude. I didn't know you've been doing this for like 3 years now. I would say three
Yeah.
years. Yeah. Wow. That's incredible. Like you've done so much in those 3 years. That's awesome, dude.
Well, it's the way I explain it to people is that I had the acting experience already, and then I had the technical experience. A lot of people who
Fair.
come into voice acting, eh, like nowadays, they come in either having one or the other or neither.
That's true.
So they hear people voice acting, they see their favorite game, Critical Role, whatever it might be that gets people into it, animation, and then they go, okay, how do I do this? Oh, you just record on a phone or a headset mic. That's not the right equipment for, what
Oh
they want
yeah.
to get
Oh yeah.
into. But they also don't have then the acting chops to do it either, so they don't have something that complements the other, you know?
No, that's
And
fair enough.
that's where they stagger. Whereas I was coming in from both angles, having both the equipment and the acting
Yeah,
ability.
I think it's more so like the research of like the technical side and also
Mm.
just what would I say? Even just like the way the social aspect kind of works, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
Classical Club, Twitter. Oh God, if you want to go that if you want to go that far.
No, no.
But
It's a cesspool at Twitter.
everyone says it's accessible, like, but you stay on it for some reason.
Well, you have to. It's networking, and it's where most of the indie rules are.
Yeah,
So, you know,
unfortunately. Although I do see a lot of stuff on Instagram nowadays, so I think I just might move over to
really,
Instagram there. Yeah, it's mainly just like student films and all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
It's quite nice. They're really beautiful. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, I kind of just go on and off. I've been trying to stay off Twitter lately because like it's exhausting.
Yeah, I've definitely taken a step back from posting. I'm mainly using it for networking, role announcements, stream announcements, things like that. Just
Yeah,
every time I open my phone, I'm like, ah, okay, a new horror, and just turn it off again. Oh, God,
yeah,
it's so depressing.
that's right. I
Or there's a new drama, somebody else's, somebody in the
Christ.
community is fucked up, or they've had their voice stolen by AI, and you're going,
Yeah.
when will it end?
Well, I hopefully it ends soonish and we can get like that's like once we can achieve that, that's like the first step to world peace, in my opinion.
Ah, yes, there's no more war, there's solving world hunger, there's having a social media that isn't dog shit and full of hate.
Oh yeah,
The
it's
three
small.
steps to world peace.
Just one step at a time. Then we'll get the rest
Yeah.
will fall into place. I'm sure. But yeah, I didn't. I forgot that you streamed as well. So like, what got you into streaming? How long have you been doing that for?
I've been doing it for a couple of years now. I was originally doing skits, and then I started to basically run out of time during the day to make skits. And I basically wanted another way of getting my voice out there. Because again, it's another way of like networking. If you're not working, you need to have some sort of way to put your voice out there on the internet so that people can hear you. And it's not just demo reels, it's not just retweeting every now and then, a role announcement or something. It's having something new and interesting and constant. So I for like a few weeks in a row, I wasn't able to do any skits, and I was sort of going, right, okay, I'm starting to stagnate a wee bit. What else can I do? I was like, I can dedicate an hour or two a night every couple of days and just start streaming. And then that started to like work as well. So now I'm streaming 4 times a week. I have a group of people that I stream with, the streaming tavern.
Nice.
And yeah, it's literally it's voice actors sitting in a call screaming at each other for 2 hours and doing voices as is whenever you get voice actors into a call together.
Oh yeah.
It is just who could do SpongeBob the first, you know. It's always a competition. For us it's oh, what's his name? Muscle Man from
Regular show.
yeah, the regular show is yeah. You know what else? My mom. That's all it ever is.
Oh, that's amazing. I gotta join the stream at some point.
Oh, 100%.
I can do his really weird squeal for some reason. But yeah, you said you do it like 4 times a week. So like, how long are each of the streams? Like normally?
Try, try to keep it to around 2 hours.
That's fair. Yeah.
So like Tuesdays, it's myself and Z who's in the background. Z, shout hello. There's Z.
Oh my God, hello, hi. I
They're just sitting over there.
I forget you two are married. It's
Yeah. We stream on Tuesdays together. That's our like one day a week. Because again, just having the time, having a full-time job, having another full-time job doing voice acting, and having something else that's like time together, we need a day where we just play games together. So we settled on Tuesday to make the pun Tuesday, and we just
clever.
stream together. Fridays, it's a group stream. Saturdays is usually a solo stream of me. I'll just pick a random narrative game and like try and make my way through it. And then Sundays, where at the minute it's myself, TJ Anthony or Psydak, as people call him,
Oh yeah, TJ. Yeah.
Ashley Heather Quills,
Hell
and
yeah.
her lovely wife Lauren. We're all playing GTFO at the minute.
Oh, which one's
Trying.
GTFO? That sounds familiar.
Oh, it's my favorite game at the minute, or it might be my second favorite game because I just downloaded Space Marine 2.
Oh yeah, that
So
one. No, that one came out recently.
you're not gonna see me for a year.
Oh, okay,
Um,
fair enough.
GTFO is a survival horror game where you plummet down through a hole in the something peninsula, where the creator that killed the dinosaurs. Basically, there's a horrible infection, zombies, people, infected people, eldritch horrors. I don't want to spoil anything. It's a brilliant
No,
game.
fair.
I voice in it,
Oh,
which is
sure.
another boon. I voice like background characters and voice logs in it. And every time we play the game, every time we play it with someone new, somebody mentions it, and that person goes, "You're in the game." I'm like, "Yeah." Um, which was another great one that I got from the other cesspool of voice acting, which is voices.com.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh
that's where I
guys.
got that
Yeah.
role from. Yeah, pay to plays.
I swear the
But
only thing on voices.com nowadays is just AI stuff and the occasional Dislight edition that comes on there.
absolutely, yeah. I
Yeah, I
mean
haven't
that that's
been.
that's where I got Arcane as well.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah, yeah. There are some gems that come through. It's the same with any site. CCC, you do have to go wading through the shite to find the diamonds, like, but there are a few diamonds on that site.
Oh yeah, I would think there's actually more diamonds on CCC nowadays. I think,
Yeah.
at least personally, I think there's a lot more stuff on it when I used to start because I started way back in like 2018. So I did like a lot of fan projects. Some went up and some just didn't go anywhere. It happens, you know.
But yeah,
Um,
Minecraft machinimas and Roblox stuff and
oh yeah, for sure. I had like the JoJo Abridged series, fucking some comic dubs here and there. It was all of it. But yeah, Machinimas was fucking everywhere. Like I'm surprised Machinimas was still going in 2018 because like it was at that point it kind of like just kind of died off a
I
little
mean,
bit.
technically they're still going. People still do like Gmod machinimas,
Oh,
and
that's
I
true.
think there's a lot of Sims ones out there that I
Ooh,
see advertised all the time. So and I mean it's an art form in itself, you know.
yeah.
If you're depending on like what way you do it, are you doing in-game? Like I did machinimas. Actually, funnily enough, I did bodywork machinimas
Oh, really?
back in the Gears of War era.
Oh,
A
cool.
friend of mine, Jevons, used to do body doubling for Dexter Manning and
Oh,
Guitar
wow.
Master,
Yeah.
and I got into doing it with that. Which, funnily enough, I've actually voiced in a few things recently with Dexter Manning.
Oh, hell yeah.
So he's a voice actor now. Um, but we used to do that like that sort of like no voice acting. It was just the machinima, like the actual recording side of it,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool. So that was like the original machinimas, like the Halo shit, stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Fucking
Way back in the like 2010s,
yeah.
even earlier.
Jesus. Fucking Dexter Manning, man. Like I pretty much grew up in his voice for like throughout high school. It's so weird. But like the only because the thing I knew him from mainly was like if Undertale was realistic or something like that. He was playing like Frisk in that
All right.
series. Um yeah, like I grew up on Dexter Manning somehow. Shit, it was something. I'm sure he's doing well nowadays still. I don't actually don't know, but yeah, I think he's still going, right?
Trying to think. What there is a project that we're in. What was it called? It's not Fair Fire. Oh, it's gonna annoy me. There it is. Fluffy. That was it.
Ah, Fluffy.
Where I play an oh, what is he? He's like an oil creature, and he has like one of those like psychotic voices where it's really high pitched and screamy, and I actually get to say the word cunt.
Oh yeah, it's right. We got that privilege to say it, and
Yeah.
it's not like a horrible thing. Like,
Oh yeah, no.
yeah, I'm gonna shock the world one day when I just say cunt on Twitter, but I have to make sure I'm saying it in my New Zealand accent. So,
I
yeah,
type it all the time.
okay, good.
It's it's not a swear word. Like is it only in America?
I think it's only in America where it's like looked severely down upon, but like
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's like it has like the impact for sure, but like I don't necessarily. I think there's worse swear words out there. They've definitely
Oh,
made
100%.
there's
Yeah.
definitely worse, but yeah. Um.
I mean, in Ireland and Northern Ireland, it's the end of a sentence most of the time. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Och, och, how you doing, you cunt you?"
Yeah.
It's almost its own word there with cunt you.
Yeah. I've never heard of Kanye before. That's a
Cunt
new
you.
one.
Ak you
uh,
ballocks, you cunt you.
hey, you Kanye. I in New Zealand and Australia, it's like it can mean it's a double-edged sword. It can mean positive or negative.
Yeah.
So you can be a good cunt or a sick cunt, which are both good things, or it's like, oh, don't be a cunt, which is bad. So
Yeah.
it's like it's like uh Schrodinger's swear word. It can be either or.
Schrodinger's cunt. Hmm.
Schrodinger's cunt. Yeah, why not? But yeah, you mentioned before that you used to do like, theater and
Mhm.
commercials. Did you do any other screen acting apart from commercials as well?
Yes, I'm in Game of Thrones.
Oh, what the fuck? I
Yeah,
did.
yeah. I'm in season 5. I think it's the pilot episode. It's Hard Home.
Oh, cool. Wow. I did not know you were in Game of Thrones. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, fucking clearly. Like,
I mean, fair.
they basically they came to Northern Ireland and went, "Do you have a beard? You're in Game of Thrones. That's it.
Oh, really?
Beard and
Well,
long hair, and you got work." If you're in Ireland or Northern Ireland, apply for NI extras, and they just send you work.
no,
And if
fair
you have a
enough.
beard, I'm in Game of Thrones. I'm in Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
The movie that came out. I'm actually on screen at one point. It's my profile picture on Twitter.
oh, that's
They
fun.
zoom
Yeah.
in on my face. It's during the scene. If you have seen the film, good for you. If you haven't seen it, stop listening. With the big fish, where the
Yes,
paladin.
that's right. I've seen
Yeah,
it. It's a good scene.
I'm in that scene.
Oh, dude, I did not know that was you. I did not
Yeah.
know. That's fucking amazing. Wow. That's
It's the second time as well. So in Game of Thrones, whenever I walked on set for costume fitting, they took one look at me and went, "Oh yeah, we seen you coming from a mile away. You won't need makeup." And it took me maybe like 2 or 3 years because I'm a wildling. I'm one of the shit covered, wild folk, and it took me a couple of years to go, "Hang on a minute, that was an insult." And then I walked on set for Dungeons and Dragons, and the guy looked up from his clipboard and just went, "Peasant." And I went, "I mean, I've been called worse, like." And he went, "No, no, no, you're a peasant." Oh, okay.
That's fucking amazing. I
Oh.
gotta I gotta ask as well, because like because you're from Northern Ireland,
Hmm.
everyone talks about, the drinking culture over there.
Yeah.
As someone who's from there, and the fact that you poured like some alcohol right now, what is the drinking culture in Ireland like?
I mean, not to be stereotypical, but yes, there is a drinking culture in Ireland and Northern Ireland.
Everyone's got drinking cultures. It's
Ev-
fine,
yeah, like, and I mean, I'm going to Liverpool in November for a oh, was it? It's the Develop thing. If you saw about Develop Brighton, they're doing it again in Liverpool.
Oh right, yeah,
And I've been talking to a lot of people on like there's a British VO network Discord,
yeah.
and the entire time, anytime I get involved in the conversation, it's just so we're going for pints. Yeah, pints, pints. We're going for pints. It's all about the pints. Yeah, yeah. We're going to a conference. We're going to meet people, and there's going to be potentially where yeah, yeah, pints. Okay,
Yeah.
when will the pints be happening? How many of the pints will be happening? When do the pints stop? Those are the three main questions.
And how big are the
Uh,
pints?
ex
That's
uh,
it.
it's a pint. Um, it's not the size, it's the quantity.
Okay, that's true.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it's I for as much as I like to talk about drinking, I don't actually drink that much. I will be tonight, but I don't actually drink that much.
Nah, fair.
It's mainly stereotype,
Ah, yeah.
but I think it's more fun.
Yeah,
We make drinking fun
I would
is the
say
thing.
so.
And like if you ever go to a pub in Dublin or in Belfast, and I don't mean like one of the main like hive pubs. I mean like down an alleyway. There's like it's cobblestone, and this
Mhm.
is like a stonemason's dream of a pub.
Yeah.
Those are the pubs, and where they're tight and you're knocking shoulder to shoulder with people carrying 2 pints back, to go and stand outside because there's no room inside. Those are the best places to
Oh,
drink
hell
because
yeah.
it's just culture the entire night.
Oh, that's good.
Um,
I'm glad it's fun over there. New Zealand drinking is fucking depressing as hell. Like God, like I don't know if you guys have this. Like, do you guys have Crate Day by any chance?
Crate Day?
Okay, so I think it might be a New
No.
Zealand Australian thing, but so Crate Day is like one day a year. I think it's in November. Yeah, it's in November or December, and for that one day, we just drink the entire day. It's like a dedicated day to drinking, and it's the most fucking depressing thing of all time. It's good. It's good. It sounds good in concept, right? You just go with your mates, you just start drinking, but eventually, when you keep, it goes to a point where you're just like you're just sitting on the floor and it's just like this empty six pack. It's you're all fucked up. It's something. I don't know why we do it every year. It's so bad. I read.
Like to compare to other countries, the highlight of drinking, or like the main event that you'll find like Irish people excel at with drinking, is weddings. We
Oh yeah,
we we destroy weddings whenever it
hell
comes
yeah.
to drinking. Like at some point, like during the evening, somebody's fucking dad or granddad will climb over the bar in order to help pull pints, but just to speed up the process. And like you're just by the end of it, you're just fucked.
I would
Like,
assume so.
and it's not a case of how much are you going to be drinking. It's a case of, do I have a hotel room booked? Uh, is there somewhere? When do they stop serving? Is there somewhere nearby where we can go?
Fair.
That's it's not a numbers game. And oh yes, Z's just mentioned there saying, and funerals.
But
Funerals is
funerals, really?
oh good God, I because like funerals in Ireland, like they last ages, and you're drink
Mm.
like and I mean like days, weeks at a time, and like it's drinking almost the entire time.
Well, I mean, people mourn in different ways, I suppose, but
It's not morning, it's a party.
not fair
Do
enough.
you know what I mean?
But like the person who's dying, they don't even they can't even come to the party, But
Oh, you pour one out for them.
yeah, pouring out for him, I
That's
guess.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
I also wanted to ask for like this because you mentioned skits before, and it's really
Mm.
funny you mentioned that because I think I discovered you from your role announcement skit from like way back when actually. Uh I I think it was like, oh, a role announcement. Oh, here another
Mm.
one. It's like
The
that one.
sausage rolls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sausage rolls, that's the one.
We get the point.
But yeah, I wanted
Good.
to like ask like how long does it like take to like film those skits and post them and all that stuff?
I would film on a Saturday. I would start around midday and like have the video edited by the end of the day, by like 10 o'clock at night.
Not fair.
So like and I would post it on a Sunday at like 5 p.m. my time, just so that the Americans were awake, and it
Yeah,
was everybody's day off, nobody's at work, and that was what would get the most traction.
nah,
But
clearly.
I have loads of stuff saved on my computer that I just haven't done anything with. Skits where like I was gonna yeah, I'll probably talk about this here because I'll do it at some point, where it's different genres of voice acting. So you've got gaming, you've got anime, you've got commercial, always, or like even having like the different main heads in voice acting, which would be audio engineers and voice directors and stuff, and have them all as fighting game characters
Oh yeah.
with and like have like the little the squares, their faces at the bottom. It'd be like a character select thing, and just
Oh,
each one
it's
have
one of
like
those select your character kind of things, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, and I would do like the voiceover for, like game design, stuff like that, or get ready to fight. With like the characters coming on the screen and doing the whole
Yeah.
motion at the same time. I bought loads. That's probably like the most expensive one that I did because I bought loads of props for it and then
Oh,
just
fair.
didn't do anything with it.
I mean, if you
But
still got the files, you might as well, right?
I've still got the files, but I'm thinking of trying out like rotoscoping.
Oh, okay.
I've seen like ways of doing it on some programs where it's you like like you color in over the top of it and make it sort of like cell shaded and stuff. So I think that would work really, really well.
Oh, hell yeah.
But I am not an animator. I am not a film
No.
director. I am
Fair.
not an artist of any kind. So it's going to look like wank, but it'll be my wank. No, don't know. That
Oh,
sounds wrong.
well,
Yeah,
do
it'll be
you want to
my wank.
you want to rephrase that?
No,
Okay, fair.
I said it, and I'm sticking to it, just like my wank.
Fucking Christ. All right. Jesus. Oh Christ. Okay, this is not what
I'm
I was
sorry.
expecting.
I brought the tone right down. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's just it's actually really surprising because like we've spoken on calls before, and you're like really what's the word? You're like very like professional and
Cordial.
stern. Yeah,
Yeah.
cordial. But this is really surprising.
It's nice to let loose every now and then and just
Yeah.
not like a lot of my posts and things that I would do on Twitter and stuff would be very VO centric and like advice and how to get into it and how to treat your space and stuff. And like I try and make those things sort of as professional as possible
Yeah.
and then supercut them with pictures of my cats or
Yeah.
me blowing something up in work, which I am wont to do every now and then as I'm a service engineer and
Oh, fair.
I wreck stuff constantly.
Yeah, because
So
because you end up giving a lot of advice on Twitter. Would you and you have like the experience to back it up. So would you like ever consider like teaching at some point?
no,
No.
I have been approached a few times by not just like people asking, but like other, VO centric discords and things like, oh, would you come on and like have a class or something like that, and I'm like, I speak from experience because I do the work. I'm not a teacher. I
Nah,
don't
fair.
have the experience of standing in front of people and going, okay, in order to achieve this, you need to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Everything that I do is advice.
Yeah.
And that's the difference that I have because what might work for me may not necessarily work for somebody else. The way that I cut my auditions or the way that I, would read for certain roles might work for me, but it may not be, it may not sound the same in somebody else's accent, somebody else's diction, whatever it might be. Um, so there's always that in the back of my mind where when it comes to technical stuff, it is very much a case of if you want to, achieve this, you need to do this. If you want to stop reverberation, you need to break up the sound waves and all that
Yeah.
there. That is very cut and dry. But that information is everywhere. You could just
Mm.
Google that, you know. So that again falls under advice and just pointing people in the right direction. But I would never dream of charging people for that.
Nah, it's fair.
And there's a lot of people in the community, and you see posts about it all the time as well, where somebody will get a role, and it'll be a big role, a really, really good role, and then they'll suddenly start coaching.
Nah, fair.
And you're going, and this person who has had no experience in coaching, no experience in directing or casting or doing anything like that, is suddenly now charging people and teaching them.
Yeah, it's
And that to me is very, very odd.
yeah, it's a bit of a I don't know.
Yeah.
I just I feel like that kind of needs to happen if you have like the experience to kind of back it up, and you can and you're still consistent in what you do. So like
Yeah.
yeah, it's a mixed bag for sure.
Like,
Um,
always vet your coaches,
yeah,
you know. if the what do you call it, um site, not even site, but like the organization that you're going through, you're like Sound On Studio, fucking
Mm,
brilliant. They do
yeah,
loads and loads of classes, and all of their coaches are vetted. But if you're going, if you're going through something like that there, most of the time, Skill Hub, wherever it is,
yeah,
will have gone, this person has experience in teaching.
yeah,
you know it's whenever you're going for one-on-ones with somebody who's just charging for it, they're not going through a third party or anything like that.
yeah,
That's when you need to be careful.
yeah,
That's when you need to actually go look at a person and go, okay, so what experience do you have in
mm,
teaching? And if
yeah,
there isn't any there, you go, okay, well then what am I going to learn from you
yeah.
necessarily? you know
That's fair.
because again, what works for them may not work for me.
That's fair. I also wanted to ask because like I know you're part of a lot of games like indie stuff here and there. Um, but like I wanted to ask as well. Like this is like a purely like manifestation sort of round right now. But like, is there anything specific that you'd like want to be in someday?
Yeah, Space Marine 2.
I mean, we'll see about that. Maybe.
Maybe one day. They could resurrect Ulfar.
Maybe.
Um,
What about Space Marine 3 or something? Who knows?
Possibly. No, I mean, my main goal is to just be in things. Like, I did do one of those posts last year. It was one of those chain emails that you see from voice actors where it's like they reposted somebody saying the same thing, and it's it was one of those ones where it's my main goal is to be X in a video game, or my main goal is to be
Yeah.
whatever in an animation. And mine was to voice a dragon in a video game. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, because I love doing, as you well know as well, being in with Sebastian, I love doing monster voices. Um, I love all that sort of stuff. But I also love dragons, and I love the because the thing about like video game reads is that they are usually very grounded
Mm,
reads. But with dragons, they're that one sort of character that can be larger than life
yeah.
and be very animated. And I love that sort of character work. And then mixing that in with the other sort of work that I love, which is monster voices. And
Yeah.
then you got these massive, huge characters with big booming voices. So I said about doing that. And then I got cast in two games that same year as dragons.
Yeah.
I'm in a fighting game as a dragon, and I'm in
The
Glide.
Glide, yeah. That's the
Yeah.
one I was thinking about. I didn't know I forgot about the fighting game one, but yeah.
Oh, I keep forgetting. It's been brought up a few times actually. Phil yelled at me for it. It was Smack Studio.
Ah, that's the one.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And it was doing again creature voices. It wasn't a big booming dragon. It was more the sort of same thing that I did for Arcane, where it was those sorts of voices. A lot of uvula work.
Hell yeah.
But then obviously Glide was more. It was an undead lich dragon.
Yeah, that's badass.
So bringing in again with the uvula, but the sort of the false vocal folds as well. The heed my call,
Hell
bringing all
yeah.
that their sort of stuff in, which I
Did you
love doing.
I've got to ask, were you trained in creature vocals before you started doing voice acting, or was that like
N-
something you kind of went into at the same time?
No, so a few things for that. Growing up, there was a TV series called Trapdoor,
Mm.
and this is going back like early 90s, late 80s.
Oh yeah.
It was a claymation thing, and it was about a character called Bert, who was just this little blob from the West Country, in England, and his master, who would yell down to him, and like his voice, I would always try and imitate because it was always like, "Where's my supper?" Stuff like
Oh,
that.
oh, very like
So
that villain from Inspector Gadget, whatever his name is.
that was the next thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Him as well. Oh, what was his name? It was Doctor something, wasn't it?
I was gonna say Doctor Evil, but that's Austin
No.
Powers. Doctor Claw. Doctor Claw.
Dr.
That's the one.
Claw, that's it,
Yeah.
yes. I'll get you, Gadget. That
Yeah.
one. Um, but yeah, it was just doing those voices growing up, and again, I think you probably learned it as well from Sebastian from that workshop that we did,
Yeah.
is that if you want to do a noise, just keep practicing the
For
noise, and
real.
Yeah. And that was where it all came from. So I eventually figured out how to move everything at the back of the throat without,
Yeah.
discomfort or working it so much that you just get used to it,
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
like you have to like really try it and like experiment for yourself because when people tell you it's like okay, move your things to the back of your throat, it's like okay, how do I do that? But
Yeah.
like it's you
I
kind of just gotta try it because I started by like mimicking like Kellen Goff because he's like really into like the creature stuff.
Mhm.
Because he actually like did like a technique YouTube video before, and I was like, okay, let me learn, practice this amount of times a day, still keep going, and yeah, that's all there is to it, and
Yeah, just
keep going.
practice.
Yeah. So Oliver, my last question to you, my friend, is what keeps you going?
Spite.
You're the third person who said spite. Why is it a common thing?
It's good. I mean, right, okay. So, the the one thing with like voice acting, well, me in general is spite. I run on spite in my daily job as well, not like outside of voice acting, because the amount of times, and I've said this time and time again, where I'll be fixing something, or I'll be working away on a fixture, like a moving light or something, and somebody will come into the office, and I'll be like foot up on the bench with a big fucking tool, just wrenching this thing to pieces. And they're like, "You can't do that, you'll break it." And I'm like, "Fucking watch me." And like, or like I'll be programming something and they're going, "You're gonna void the warranty if you do this." And I'm like, "It's not my fixture. I don't give a fuck." And then and lo and behold, what I do works and it fixes it.
Oh,
Like
great.
I run on spite, and the same thing is with voice acting. Every time you get a rejection email or an email saying, "Sorry, we're not looking to represent your people at this time," or something like that, the thought that always crosses my mind is, "Well, I'll fucking show you."
Yeah.
And like one day that person is gonna look back and go, "We could have had them." We
Mm,
could have we could have had them in our production. We could have had them, in our on our roster. We could have had them, and now they're somewhere else. And we missed out because we didn't hire that person. And that's the thing that keeps me going
yeah.
is just fight. That
Hell yeah.
and I fucking love it. I love
Yeah.
this industry. Yeah, second to all
Second
the
to spite, of
horrible,
course.
nasty spite stuff.
Yeah.
I love this industry. I love acting. As I said, I've always been an actor. I've always done some form of media, and just taking part in this. It's such like, despite of all of Twitter and all of the different voice acting groups that there are out there that have their own little dramas and things that go on, it is such a brilliant community to be a part of.
Yeah.
Because things like this happen, or
Yeah.
you'll join a project with voice actors that you've seen about but you haven't really spoken to, and then you get in a call with them and you go, "Oh, you're just a person
Yeah.
who
Exactly.
has a life outside of this and interests and goals and dreams and shit, and you're just a human." And
Yeah.
like, you meet all these people with similar interests to you because we're all doing the same thing and we're all here for the same reason, to have fun and
Yeah.
to get your voice immortalized in something. And that's something that we can all sort of just grasp and sit around and go, "Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, I'm having fun. Are you having fun? I'm having fun.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
just have fun." And I think that's why a lot of like advice and things that you get whenever people first join, a discussion, or whenever they first start getting into voice acting, and they go, "Oh, I'm feeling, I'm seeing all these people posting casting calls, and there's already 100 comments under people putting their demo reels," or I'll go on to Casting Call Club, which, if you can listen to other people's auditions on anything, don't,
Yeah.
for a start. Uh, because the only person whose opinion matters is the casting director. Your opinion doesn't matter for shit. So if you're going, "Oh, this person auditioned, they've got 100 roles and they're a great actor and they're probably going to get the role. I'll just not bother." Like, well, you're doing
Yeah.
yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
So if you go on to Casting Call Club or anything like that, there, don't listen to other people's stuff. Just do the audition and walk away.
I think the only time you should
Um,
like listen to like those kind of things is like when it's like fully released, right? And you get to hear the characters like, oh, this is what the direction they went with, that kind
yeah.
of.
Or you go like, this was the voice that they were picturing for this character. And you may never have been in the running for that, but you'll never know because you
Yeah.
didn't audition. And I mean, I've been messaged on Casting Call Club, and I've been DM'd on Twitter, people going, "Oh, I really hope you get that role. I was gonna audition, but then I saw you were going for it and I didn't bother." I'm like, "Fuck that, go for it."
Aw.
You've I made a post. It was actually made a really good point about this. An audition I did on Casting Call Club for like a pirate game.
Mm.
I got something like 30 or 40 upvotes, which
Oh,
again,
wow.
upvotes don't matter for shit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Um, I had well over, 5 times as many upvotes as the person who got the role. And it
Damn.
was, and whenever you go back and you listen to their audition, they fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
And like they were perfect for the role. I was never in the running for that if they were auditioning, but you would never have known. And to everybody looking at it from the outside, I was a surefire win because everybody was going, "Oh, everybody loves Oliver's audition. Definitely going to get the role." Wasn't The character wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I wasn't what the casting director was looking for. So all that, praise and upvotes and people going, "Oh, I'm not going to audition because you didn't matter because
Yeah.
the person who was going to get the role got the role because
Yeah.
they took the time to audition.
Exactly.
And you'll never know that unless you actually go ahead and do it.
Yeah, upvotes on Classical Clever is weird because either it either determines whether you get it or it just doesn't really mean anything. To be honest, more so the latter because like I've seen auditions on there be upvoted like in the hundreds and like the audition is like really piss take. So like
Yeah,
you know
most of the time that it's bots,
yeah
especially if you're new to Casting Call Club. There's a
mm,
weird thing where your first few auditions will get between 1 and 10 upvotes,
mm,
and none of them are real. It's not people. It's just bots.
yeah
Um, you know. And but where the hell was I going with this? Um, yeah, it's always that aspect of people going, I don't know whether or not I'm ready to take the plunge. You're never going to be ready.
that's true
Never ever. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to have the perfect setup to start off. You're always going to be upgrading. I mean, like I have, not to brag, but I mean, I have a U87 microphone,
hell yeah
which is a studio microphone. If you're in a recording studio, that's the microphone that's going to be there. I'm going to upgrade at some point and get another microphone to have as a safety microphone,
yeah
maybe probably a 416 or something. I have the top of the range microphone right now, and I'm still looking to upgrade. I'm going to upgrade my interface. I'm going to upgrade my space. I'm going to upgrade my computer at some point. You're always going to be upgrading. You're
mm,
never going to be at that point where you are, unless you own a fucking studio, you're not going to be at that point.
yeah
And it's the same with your acting. You're never going to have enough coaching.
mm,
Anybody in this industry that turns around one day and goes, "I'm above coaching," the
mm,
you're lying to yourself for a start because there's
yeah
always something to learn, you know?
yeah
So you're never going to be at that point where you are at 100% ready. Just take the plunge, just do it.
just
And the
do it
other thing is that nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. Literally, especially on like casting call club and stuff, like nobody is going to look down on you for sending your first audition, and it's not going to be perfect and it's not going to be great, and you
yeah
might just be reading the lines and not acting into it, but you'll never grow unless you do the thing.
yeah
And like the people need to get over the fear
mm,
of I'm being judged, you know?
yeah
The only person that is judging you is the casting director, and that judgment does not go far.
yeah
Like if if we were doing an audition, say I'm the casting director, Vic, and
yeah
like you were like, do you have anything in front of you that you can read? Like just
no
just quickly. Like just rattle off some words. I press play and I'm listening to your audition. I'm going, right, okay, and go.
I like eggs and cheese.
Nope, next audition. Done. And that casting director is not thinking about you again. They're just going, nope, that's not what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Next audition. You get 5 seconds max to
Mm,
impress the casting director.
for real. Yeah.
And at no point are they then, they're not going to listen to you and just go, what the fuck was this person doing? fuck, that has ruined my day. Like they don't care. They have 100 other 200, 300 more auditions ahead of you to go through. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
All right. So just do it. You're not going to ruin anybody's day. Nobody's going to judge you. Nobody
yeah,
cares. The only person that cares is you.
yeah,
So you need to bully yourself and
yeah.
get
Honestly,
over that hurdle,
yeah.
you
Just
know?
just just do it. You know, like obviously, like the more you do it, the better you'll become at it, and then you can
Yeah.
kind of have that retrospective when you look back at your old editions, and you can be like, "Oh, this is shit. Why did I do this?" But like in that moment when you made it, you thought it was the best of your ability, you know. So you just
Yeah.
gotta keep going, and your best, and your best always changes the more you do something, right? So you just
And
gotta keep going.
that might have been your best at that time
Yeah, exactly.
because you hadn't taken any workshops or you hadn't spoken to a voice coach or anything like that. Like I said about, I was acting before and I had the hardware logic, but I didn't audition until I had visited a voice coach because I
Yeah,
didn't have the confidence in myself. So
that's
I'm
fair.
speaking from experience here, and I spoke to an industry coach as well who told me about Casting Call Club and told me about the VAC and all this here. But like it was maybe after my third or fourth session that I had with a voice coach
Mm,
that she just turned around and went, "The fuck are you doing here? Just go and do it." And so I did, and
hell
I
yeah,
started
I'm glad.
auditioning. Um, but that's the thing that people always get stuck on, and the same advice is all, and it's the perfect advice is
Mm,
you're not going to be 100%, just have fun.
yeah,
It's those two things. You're not gonna be perfect. Fucking go with it
yeah,
and just do
exactly.
your best. Um, and that's it. At the end of the day, just roll with it.
Yeah, I remember a piece of advice I received last year, and it's always stays in my mind. It was like it was on the lines of 85% is still a plus. You know, you can go
Mhm.
because you're not going to be perfect, but you can still be very good. You know,
Yeah.
the best you
And
can.
a casting director that hears your voice and goes, oh, this person has the perfect voice, but they're not quite getting the right emotion
Yeah,
for it. A good casting director is going to go, I know this person can probably get what I want. I can probably get what I want out of this person.
yeah,
So they're going to work with you. If you record an audition, send it off, and you go, "Oh fuck, I said the word aquifer or aquifer instead of aquifer," which I actually did on a documentary that I recorded, and I had to re-record the entire documentary.
oh,
So
jeez.
yeah,
Oh,
so it was an hour and a half long. And
oh
I
God.
the whole thing I was saying aquifer and it was aquifer.
Oh
But if you
Jesus.
say the wrong word, a casting director isn't going to go, "Ah, this person, they would have been perfect for the role, but they mispronounced that one word.
Yeah,
I guess
it's
I'm just gonna have to move on."
yeah,
They're going to work with you,
yeah,
you
exactly.
know?
It's
So don't
that.
sweat the small shit,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah, if they're getting nitpicky like that, it's like grammar police at that point. Like, come on, man. It doesn't really
Yeah,
matter. You can just tell them not to pronounce it that way. You know, it's just like
yeah,
that. But
yeah.
yeah, I agree, man. It's you just gotta get in there, keep going, and I guess my piece of advice would just don't make Twitter your life. Honestly, like for real. I know it's very tempting to, but just don't. Just have a life outside of social media.
J- And I mean, I would argue the fact there that like part of this game is networking.
Yeah.
A big part of this game is networking.
Oh, for sure.
I'm trying LinkedIn at the minute, and it's
Yeah,
just
dude, LinkedIn
melting
is
my
so much
brain.
better. It's so good. Keep
But
going.
the problem with LinkedIn that I find is that you can't be funny on it. It
Exactly.
it
Yep.
is it is a professional environment, and I am a shit talker. Like
Oh yeah.
I mean, I replied to someone's post the other day, a friend of mine, where he was saying about like how nobody in like the VA industry that he's met has, ever been nasty to him. Everybody's been great, and I just immediately replied saying, "Would you like me to change that?" like in a threatening way. And like you can't do that on LinkedIn.
That's
You
true.
have to be
Yeah.
professional. But like the majority of voice actors are on Twitter. And if you're
Yeah.
wanting to network, the majority of voice actors are networking on Twitter. And like the problem with networking as well that people come down to is they get mixed up between the mechanic and the organic, which is
Yeah.
what I call with networking, where it's you don't want to be seen as just using people, which is the
Yeah.
worst thing you can do. Just wanting
Yeah,
to be
man.
friends and, messaging people just saying, hey, without actually putting intentions forward or just basically trying to like be close to somebody
Yeah.
so that their talent can rub off on you or their whatever
Yeah, it's not.
magic they're pulling can rub off on you. That's that's not obviously the best way to network. It's not
Yeah.
any way to network.
Yeah.
But when we say the mechanic and the organic, what we mean is like the mechanical side of networking is the I need to achieve X. How do I achieve X? X might be I want to get with an agency. I want to voice in more video games. I want to work in a certain aspect of the voice acting industry. Okay, how do I achieve this here? Well, there are people who I need to rub shoulders with. There are studios that I need to be in front of. There are, only certain studios record the certain work that I want to get into. So I need to be, basically making myself presentable to these people.
Yeah.
So that is the mechanic. It is the I want to achieve X. How do I get to X from Y, etc.
Yeah.
It's that sort of thing. Um, People mistake that part for being the I want to use people to get what I want, which
Mm.
is not. It's the literal interpretation of here to here. I want to get to here to from here to here.
Yeah.
The organic side of it is then the actual networking stuff. Okay, so what am I going to do? Well, okay, I'm going to make myself more presentable. I'm going to speak to people, but I'm not going to, force myself into conversations or just force myself into someone's DMs. You make yourself approachable. You make
Yeah.
yourself workable. You make
Exactly.
yourself, like you make people want to work with you by showing, that you are actually dependable and you can do the work. You're talented, or even just that you're a nice fucking person.
Yeah.
And so many people fall at that hurdle, which is
Oh
quite
Christ.
concerning. But
Yeah.
like just trying to be a nice person in public, and that will attract people to you.
Yeah.
If you're
Exactly.
just honest and open and like if you're here to have fun with it, shit post, make your take those comics that you see online and dub them in a funny voice.
Yeah.
Do all that shit. Get your voice out in front of people and people will take notice and people will, and like join in on community conversations, but don't be dire all the time or don't be just messaging people going, how'd you get that role? How
Yeah.
did you get with that
That's all
agency?
good. Not a good
You
thing at
know?
all. Yeah.
No, it's not at all. You know? Yeah, you can't just use people to get to where you want to
Yeah.
be.
You gotta make genuine friends. Like
Yep.
don't make friends for the sole purpose of making yourself more hireable, I guess, or stepping stones. Just make
And
friends,
don't
have fun, do that.
and that's the thing as well. You make friends organically. You cannot force friendships,
Yeah, that has to be
you know?
natural.
It
Like
has to be natural.
you can be colleagues, that's something that can be sort of mechanical
And
in a way, but
and there's nothing wrong with just being colleagues either.
yeah,
There's nothing
exactly.
wrong with like you join one production together and that's the only thing that you know each other from,
Yeah, and that's
you know?
fine. Like
And
it's
like
not like
you
it's not like you're enemies or anything. So like that's fine,
no.
That's good.
Yeah. And like as well, and networking is a two-way thing as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
It's not just what can you do for me? Like you're always looking out for people who you are close with.
Exactly.
If you make friends on a project or if you make friends through just chatting and shit like that, like I've recommended people for roles. There's an animation coming out. They're starting their Kickstarter soon.
Oh, cool.
Orbis.
Oh, yes.
This
Yeah.
was cast like a year and a half ago, or actually it might
Yeah.
have just been a year ago. But
I've seen
half the
clips.
cast,
Looks really beautiful. I've seen it. Yeah.
yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot more casting in the future for
Oh,
that.
cool.
But half the cast were my recommendations,
Oh, cool.
and it was just people who I went. Half of them, like, so sorry if any of them ever watch this here, but half of them were people who I maybe hadn't spoken to before,
Mm,
but
okay.
I knew them from Twitter or I knew them from projects that I was in, And I knew that they had a good work ethic. I knew that they were dependable. I knew that they had good quality, and I knew that I could trust them to deliver.
Yeah,
And
that's good.
so I put them forward. Like I was asked by the director, and um I just put these people. I went through. I have a list of like people, demos, and links, and like
Oh,
for
dude, that's
different
awesome.
things. And I just went through and went, okay, this person would be good for this role. This one, maybe these two would be good. I'll let her choose. And I just sent her all these people, and half of them were people who I might be close with, and the majority of them were just people who I had known about.
Yeah.
And that's what networking is.
Hell
You
yeah.
know, you may not be somebody who you talk to every day, but you have made an impression on them, and they remember you,
Yeah.
and that's that. That's how networking works.
It's always nice to be remembered in a good way, a good fun way. Instead of
Exactly. Or you could just be a complete dick, and then everybody knows your name.
oh yeah, there's that too. I mean, I don't know. In that point, it's like, is any publicity good publicity at that point? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Not really. No.
yeah. I mean, take it from
That's
someone. I mean, as someone who was a former dick, I will admit, it's not great. It's not that good.
that's how recasts happen, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, and also like other things, it can be many things, crimes, breaking
Yeah.
NDAs, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Assume everything that you are recording for is under NDA.
Oh
Even
yeah,
if you have not signed an NDA, just assume you're under NDA.
yeah.
Unless you have been told otherwise, you are under NDA. I'm telling you, you're under NDA.
Oh yeah, just keep
That's it.
secrets. Just keep secrets, and if it comes out, just be pleasantly surprised. It happens a
Yeah.
lot, but yeah,
Yeah.
On that note, this interview comes to a close. Oliver, thank you so much for coming on. You've been an absolute blast.
No, perfect.
I
Thank you for having me.
No worries. I hope. How many drinks have you had in the span of this interview? Actually.
Well, this bottle's empty.
Oh, okay, we're good
But I
then.
mean, it was only to about there,
That's
so
that's
you
quite
know,
a
it's
lot
not
still. That's a decent amount. To be
it's
fair.
not that much. It's only 40%. It's fine. It's a bottle of whiskey. It's a bottle of scotch.
Oh, okay, fair
If
enough.
if you're ever drinking whiskey, that would be my favorite at the minute.
Oh, true.
Um, it's from the Isle of Islay, in Scotland. Lefroig,
Nice.
really nice Scotch whiskey.
I'm more of a vodka person, I guess. I
I
whiskey here and there, but
I've never been a vodka fan. Never.
really, I mean, I
No, I
don't
can't
like
drink it.
drinking it straight. Never do that. But like mix it
Mm.
with things. It's fine. It'll work. But
I would be a straight drinker. Like whiskey, you cannot mix whiskey.
that's true.
What once you mix it, it's no longer whiskey. Like
If you mix vodka, you're probably gonna die. Like if you don't, I mean, if you don't, if you sorry, if you have vodka by itself straight, you're gonna die. It's not
yeah,
that great. Yeah, you have to
ain't
mix it.
thinner.
Yeah, and the worst part is it looks identical to water, but
Yeah.
just so like if you're not careful, you can get tricked really easily. Trust me, that definitely happened. I'm very lightweight. I've been drinking for fucking 6 years. I'm still lightweight. I don't know. It's weird. But
Just
yeah,
means just means you drink for cheaper, you know?
exactly. That's what I see it as. Like I spend less, but I get more fun. But yeah, Oliver, where can people find you on social media and stuff?
You can find me at Oliver Smith VAVO on Twitter. You can find me as Oliver Smith VAVO on Twitch. And yeah, you just find me, just look for me. If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window, as I
No,
as I
that's
tell
good. I like
people.
that. I'm starting using that more. That doesn't also.
Oh, but yeah, feel free to follow me if you want.
Yeah, I think people should.
No, like I said,
Hell yeah.
I post advice, and I have a full advice thread ranging from audition tips to actual technical, like editing, EQ, and treating your space, which is the most important thing that you can do. Don't buy a
Mm.
microphone until you treat your space.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Simple as,
yeah. But
you know.
yeah, dude.
This stuff here, this is not treatment. This is fucking cheap bullshit.
Oh yeah,
So it is
they
from
got that shit
Amazon.
on the
Yeah,
on the side. Yeah.
exactly. This is just for show. My booth is properly treated. This is shite.
Okay, so
Don't buy this.
this is like the streaming setup, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, this is for streaming. So
Hell
it's more
yeah.
comfortable. It has a chair.
I'm surprised you didn't. I'm surprised you didn't use this for the class setup. You were like somewhere else.
I was in my booth because obviously another part of networking is whenever you're doing workshops and things like that, you're putting yourself in front of potential casting directors,
That's
you
true.
know?
Yeah.
And if you're doing that, you should be doing it in the space that you're recording in so you can show this potential client that you are capable of recording well,
No,
you know?
that's true.
So, yeah, there's another little tip.
Hell yeah. But yeah, dude, thank you so much for coming on. Like we've been doing a lot of planning for this. Like I think we planned this
Yeah.
like 2 months or something. But dude,
I had to cancel. That was unfortunate. I got a last minute recording for a TV series here in Northern Ireland.
hey, congratulations.
I'm an extra in the background. I'm under
Nice.
NDA, so I can't talk about it. But it was literally like the day before we were supposed to do it, and I was like, okay, I'm probably not going to be back in time, so can we move the date? And then we finished wrapping well within the time that I could have come for the recording. I was like, oh, Vic, I'm free. Are you able to have me? And you were like, sorry, Oliver, your slot's been taken by someone cooler.
No, I had no. I had a session at the same fucking time. All right, I will not take this fucking slander. All right,
No, but
motherfucker.
thank you very much for having me. This was a pleasure.
Dude, it was so lovely talking to you in this capacity, dude. We gotta stream. We gotta play games. We
Yes, absolutely. Shoot me a message. We'll get you into the tavern.
hell yeah, man. I'll do that. I'll have to think of some games to keep getting good at. Unless you want to play Jackbox or some shit. You can't really
Oh,
be good at can't really be good at
that
those games. But yeah.
Okay, that is the one rule that I have in the streaming tavern is because every single fucking okay, Discord. If you're making a Discord for your project, stop inviting all your voice actors to play fucking Jackbox. We're there to work, okay? And
Yeah.
we're all in different time zones. It never works. Please
Yeah.
stop asking us to play Jackbox,
That's
please.
true. I mean,
Uh,
it can work. If Jackbox is on, I'll always come and play. I'm not
yeah,
gonna. I never get tired of it, unless it's like the same game and none of the other Jackbox games that just
yeah.
happen to be on there. But you know,
I'm not
um,
good at any of them.
no one is. I'm never. I'm not good at the fucking Jackbox game. I just type in like one word and just gets all the votes. But yeah. But yeah. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys for the next interview. Bye, everybody.
Take it easy.